What's up, everyone? How's it going? Welcome to today's pre-market analysis. Today is Monday, August the 11th, and like we talked about yesterday in our pre-week analysis session, if you simply pull up the news, we don't really have any news to worry about here today, but that's confirmed in. Ooh, we do have President Trump speaking though, so keep that in mind. Let's open this up, see if there's anything there. See if he's speaking right now or what. Trump announces steps to tackle homelessness and crime in DC. Okay, that's not really. He's gonna talk about economic factors that could create unknowns within the market, but then again, but it's regarding that. So we do have to be careful about this. Play a bit more hesitant or risk off, and yeah. Uh, yeah, key inflation raises. Yeah, so I mean, fundamentally, nothing is removing the fact that I think we can go higher, but you can see that. So if you remember and recall what we spoke about yesterday during pre-market. Okay, can I move this? Hello? There we go. Hello? Why can I just like not move the chart? It's like bugging. What the hell? What the? Hold on. There we go, it's fixed now. It's pretty laggy though. That's okay. So yeah, we expected price to actually. Okay, it's like bugging like crazy. It's the entire trading view, it's not just my one thing. Hold on. Maybe that will do the job. Let's try now. There we go. There we go. It works fine now. Okay, so we wanted price to actually continue heading up, but unfortunately what price did was we actually rejected off of this 4 hour and corresponding liquidity up top, and we made that selling momentum, but now we're starting to make these higher highs right now, but we did make these lower lows as well, so it's hard to really tell. Um, I am thinking you can break higher, especially if we break this bookmap liquidity that we're sitting at right now. It's gonna be hard to tell really because we're making strong wicks. I want to see potentially how we absorbed here, if we'd even absorbed. And we didn't really absorb there. We just created some volume and some rejections over here. Over here, we actually saw absorption. We saw, but low volume, hard to consider. Up here, this is when market opened. I want to see what happened after market open. And we're not getting as much volume here today as we would prefer, but that's okay. We just broke above this level here. I don't know. It's gonna be hard to actually play it out today. Let me go ahead and remove the preferable outcomes type stuff. But just keep in mind everything that we marked out yesterday. And if you don't know what we marked out yesterday, go check out that pre-week analysis. It's on our channel. Everything is discussed more in detail there. But let's see. At that area, we rejected off. This 2 hour area is going to be a very significant area that price would like to reject off of. But as you see, that 4 hour or the 1 hour is above as well, right? Because now we're trading within a range where we're seeing people and participants struggle to break out towards the upside and the downside. But if I'm going to prefer anything, I would prefer towards the upside and simply follow momentum on bookmap, whether that be different types of liquidity. Right now, we're actually seeing buyer absorption at a bookmap level followed by some selling aggression, but we're dropping into this buying barrier lower where we might see some selling absorption given this buying absorption area can hold. Just something I'm looking at, but let's come back to actually looking at the charts. On the 30-minute, I'm not really seeing anything else that's really significant. Of course, you have this liquidity, that liquidity, blah, blah, blah. You can just go ahead and mark it out. It wouldn't hurt to do so, but yeah, like such. Essentially swept up the liquidity, started making a move down. Now we swept lower liquidity, now we're making a move back up, coming back down to those lows, making higher lows, continuing up once again. This could be considered a 1 hour, but it is within this entire 2 hour range, so we're not going to mark it. 30-minute, not really noticing much. Same thing, we're in a choppy consolidation range. I would prefer to see a breakout or strong momentum, but you see these wicks right here, they're very strong and they're benefiting these buyers. But just keep that in mind. By then, we're already on the 5-minute. So after market open, I know we came on the charts pretty late, but after market open, I don't think any setup could have been found because we've essentially just been choppy around this region. But I do think a breakout may be imminent unless sellers come very aggressively down. It just depends where we break out. It just depends where we really break out, right? Because I don't want to see price do some random stuff, right? I want to see price break out of an area and show key aggression towards that region. So I'm gonna just mark out a volume profile here and see where volume is. As you can see, it's at these lows. There's nothing really to target other than towards the upside or potentially this area down here. And that's what makes this so tricky because where we're trading it right now. And we have to be very careful, very patient in trading this range. But that's essentially my word. I'm gonna wait to see if we break out of this high region where we're sitting at right now, which I'll go ahead and mark out, like around this region, right? I mean, we did go ahead and sweep out these highs very recently. Do we see selling pressure from that? Who knows? But that's what I want to see. I want to see price break out of this relative range that we built here, or show interest in breaking that area. Then we can either take a continuation play targeting either side, or we can do a break and retest targeting actual liquidity and areas towards either side as well. That's what I'm looking for, and that's my game plan coming into the day today. Just looking at ES. Now if you look at NQ, let me go ahead and remove these preferable outcomes. I'm gonna estimate that I'm gonna see the same thing. We don't have a 2 hour here, but we did go ahead and make this 1 hour here, which I do really like. So we're gonna go ahead and mark this on NQ. The buying momentum is much more visible, right? So if this buying momentum continues, ES can typically follow on a fundamental basis simply because it is creating a lot more movement. But as always, we do have liquidity up here, which we do need to test, as well as this area, as well as this area. And we can go ahead and remove that. But yeah, again, we're between this range here, and I don't like trading within ranges unless we see clear direction heading or hinting towards either side of such range. 30-minute, I'm not really seeing anything else that we need to mark out. This could be considered, but 1 hour already captures that. 15-minute, nothing else. Once again, we're just trading within this range, and it's not optimal. You can mark out this 15-minute. This 15-minute does a very good job of capturing this higher side of the range. But yeah, I mean, it's essentially same on NQ. It's better to stay flat today unless you see clear direction signals and retracement areas. Like, for example, if you see this long pressure occur, that retracement here into the longs again could have been a good play. But let's go ahead and expand that and see which areas may be good for longs once again. And that area might be where we're sitting at right now. But let's see how much ticks from the highs this is. And yeah, it's not much room for us to move. You want to capture 100, 200 tick moves, and today we're not really getting any of that. So we do have to be patient waiting for a significant move or direction signal to occur. Right now, we're not really seeing any of that, which could mean that we're flat on the day. But once again, we do have to be patient and monitor how the markets are doing within each step of the way and be careful in that sense. And honestly, with that, I am going to conclude this pre-market analysis session. I'll see you guys later today. But before I conclude, if you have any questions, feel free to join the completely free Discord server. The link is in the description down below. You can definitely gain a thing or two out of it, whether that be from the great people inside or from learning from us for completely free as well. Additionally, if you want to check out how to use Orderflow for completely free, the links are in the description for that as well. If you check out Addis charts, I would highly recommend it, but as always, do your own research. It's very user friendly and has a good amount of free functionality compared to a lot of other tools. So definitely do your own research regarding that, and Bookmap Livestream is also linked down there. So definitely recommend you guys to check those two out, given that you do your own research. But other than that, that's all I have here for today, and I'll see you guys later today for market analysis or trade recap episode. So I'll see you guys then. Goodbye.